to the Green Belt 6th Cup training syllabus video. First we're going to go through the new techniques and stances, then we will cover the new pattern Won Hyo, and after that we will cover the new set sparring. The new techniques first should be bending ready stance. We make a guarding block, at the same time we lift the leg up, putting the foot near to the standing leg. The standing leg has the knee bent. This is used as a preparatory position for side kick in the new pattern Won Hyo. The next new technique and stance is fixed stance, side punch. Fixed stance has a weight distribution of 50-50 front and back, similar to L stance, but it's usually 1 foot length longer. So if I take up an L stance and I move my front foot 1 foot length, so I move my heel to where my toes were, that's my fixed stance. Okay, so it'll be here, stepping through, 1, 2, 1, 2. The next new technique or stance is knife hand strike in vertical stance. Now this is similar again, so if we go from our L stance, we bring our foot right in and straighten the legs, that is our vertical stance. We execute a knife hand strike. This is one you'll use in your set sparring. The next new technique is circular block. We take up a walking stance, bring the hands down in front of the knot of the belt. The leg that's at the back is the hand that goes underneath. From there, the top hand comes back to the waist, the bottom hand comes up to complete the block. So it's almost like doing a middle inner forearm block in the reverse, but not quite, because the hands have to go in a circular movement rather than straight. So they come down and around into the block. The next new technique is inwards knife hand strike. Again, we take up an L stance. The front leg hand comes into the shoulder, the rear leg hand moves into the knife hand strike. It doesn't want to be straight forward, it does need to be at a slight angle. The next new technique we're going to cover is reverse knife hand strike. We'll use this in 3-step number 10. So if we take up a walking stance, we pull the front hand back to the waist, the rear hand comes around to make the knife hand strike. In the 3-step, the reverse knife hand strike won't be to the front, it will be at a slight angle, but that's no problem. The next new technique is a forearm waist block. So it's similar to a normal low block, except for the fact that we're going to be in L stance. So it starts the same, comes down to finish here. What makes it a waist block instead of a low block is the stance. If I change this into a walking stance, my hand will drop and then it becomes a low section block. So if you find it difficult to think of a waist block, it is a low block in L stance. The next new technique is a palm pushing block. We'll use this in 3-step number 9. From the ready position, we step back into L stance, pushing across the body, opposite hand coming into the waist. 1, 2. 1, 2. And the final new technique is a back kick. From a guarding position, turn the heel of the standing foot in the direction of the kick, look over the opposite shoulder and kick. This way. With the back kick, make sure you bring the knee up properly. Don't just kick it out anywhere. If I'm backwards here, I look over the shoulder, I lift the knee up and it goes straight out. It doesn't come up, okay? It goes here, then straight out in a straight line. So now we're going to cover pattern Won Hyo. There is a new ready position with this pattern, as well as the new techniques that we have already mentioned. It is called Mowasogi A, or close ready stance A. The right hand is closed as a fist, the left hand is in a C shape around the right. Won Hyo was the noted monk who introduced Buddhism to the Silla dynasty in 686 AD. TAGB, Won Hyo. Sija. Good. So, one of the most difficult things to get right in that pattern, especially for junior students, is this combination from the twin forearm block getting into the inwards knife hand strike. A lot of the junior students especially love to use the front hand instead of the back hand. It is actually the rear hand that does the strike. I think the problem's emphasised by the fact in the training manual, the photo shows Grandmaster Sergio using the front hand, where it is actually the rear hand. Again, Won Hyo tool at normal speed. TAGB, Won Hyo tool. Sija. Now we're going to cover the last three-step sparring sequences, 8, 9 and 10. TAGB. So number 8, slow to start with. 1, we step back, L stance, knife hand, middle block. 1, 2. Slide into knife hand guarding lock to your rear right corner. Kick with the right leg into a side kick. Land L stance, knife hand strike. And again at normal speed. Sija. Now we'll go through number 9. TAGB. So number 9 is using that inwards pushing palm block that we mentioned earlier. Ready. 1, back into L stance, inwards palm block, 2, inwards palm block, 3, inwards palm block while sliding and forming a knife and guarding block to the rear left corner. Midsection turning kick, foot down, bring the rear foot up. We're going into that vertical stance we mentioned earlier. Knife hand strike to the neck. And normal speed, seizure. And finally number 10, 1, step back, middle knife hand block, 2, middle knife hand block, 3, knife hand guarding block, turn the front foot away, making a back kick, foot down into walking stance, reverse knife hand strike. As you can see, it's not quite in front of me, it's at a slight angle to strike the opponent's neck. Normal speed, seizure. Okay, now we're going to move on to the last lot of set sparring for this grade. This will be a new one to you. It is called 3-step semi-free sparring. There are 3 levels of semi-free sparring: basic, intermediate and advanced. The basic version that we're going to do now includes starting from a guarding position. Once our opponent's ready, we execute 3 kicks. Front kick, side kick, turning kick. The defence portion includes a waist block, 1, 2. On the 3rd waist block, we shift to our rear right corner. We counter with a reverse punch, pulling the hand back to the chin, and back. So the last part of the semi-free exercises includes, or it tries to include, more sparring footwork than basic footwork. So we'll be shifting a little bit like the end of 3 steps, 7, 8, 9 and 10. But we like the hands to be coming into a guarding position with semi-free. Chimbi. Normal speed, seizure. I hope the video will prove useful to you. If you have any questions, please comment below or message me directly. Class Chariots, Kyung.